Hello everyone, I'm Chad K, and I'll be talking today about black holes. Each week, I will speak on a different topic. The goal of this podcast is to provide you with interesting facts about various things, with peaceful, relaxing music in the background. The goal is to help you relax and drift off into a meditative state, or to help you drift off to sleep after a busy day. So, find a comfortable spot or lie down. Close your eyes if you want and lose yourself in these relaxing facts. Black holes. A black hole is an enormous, compact, astronomical object, so dense that its gravity prevents anything from escaping, even light. Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity predicts that a sufficiently compact mass will form a black hole. The boundary of no escape is called the event horizon. A black hole has a great effect on the fate and circumstances of an object crossing it, but has no locally detectable features according to general relativity. In many ways, a black hole acts like an ideal black body, as it reflects no light. Quantum field theory in curved space-time predicts that event horizons emit Hawking radiation with the same spectrum as a black body of a temperature inversely proportional to its mass. This temperature is of the order of billionths of a Kelvin for stellar black holes, making it essentially impossible to observe directly. Objects whose gravitational fields are too strong for light to escape were first considered in the 18th century. In 1916, the first modern solution of general relativity that would characterize a black hole was founded. In 1958, the interpretation of black hole as a region of space from which nothing can escape was published. Black holes were long considered a mathematical curiosity. It was not until the 1960s that theoretical work showed that they were a generic prediction of general relativity. The discovery of neutron stars in 1967 sparked interest in gravitationally collapsed compact objects as a possible astrophysical reality. The first black hole, known as Cygnus X1, identified by several researchers independently, and that was in 1971. Black holes typically form when massive stars collapse at the end of their life cycle. After a black hole has formed, it can grow by absorbing mass from its surroundings. Supermassive black holes of millions of solar masses may form by absorbing other stars and merging with other black holes, or via direct collapse of gas clouds. There's consensus that supermassive black holes exist in the centers of most galaxies. The presence of a black hole can be inferred through its interaction with other matter and with electromagnetic radiation such as visible light. Matter falling toward a black hole can form an accretion disk of infalling plasma, heated by friction and emitting light. In extreme cases, this creates a quasar, some of the brightest objects in the universe. Stars passing too close to a supermassive black hole can be shredded into streamers that shine very brightly before being swallowed. If other stars are orbiting a black hole, their orbits can be used to determine the black hole's mass and location. Such observations can be used to exclude possible alternatives, such as neutron stars. In this way, astronomers have identified numerous stellar black hole candidates in binary systems and established that the radio source, known as Sagittarius A, at the core of the Milky Way galaxy, contains a supermassive black hole of about 4.3 million solar masses. The idea of a body so big that even light could not escape was briefly proposed by English astronomical pioneer and clergyman Jean Michel, and independently by French scientist Pierre-Simon Laplace. Both scholars proposed very large stars rather than the modern model of stars with extraordinary density. Michel's idea, in a short part of a letter published in 1784, calculated that a star with the same density but 500 times the radius of the sun would not let any emitted light escape. The surface escape velocity would exceed the speed of light. Michel correctly noted that such supermassive but non-radiating bodies might be detectable through their gravitational effects on nearby visible bodies. In 1796, Laplace mentioned that a star could be invisible if it were sufficiently large, while speculating on the origin of the solar system in his book. Franz Xaver von Zach asked Laplace for a mathematical analysis, which Laplace provided and published in a journal edited by von Zach. Scholars of the time were initially excited by the proposal that giant but invisible dark stars might be hiding in plain view, but enthusiasm dampened when the wave-like nature of light became apparent in the early 19th century, since light was understood as a wave rather than a particle. It was unclear what, if any, influence gravity would have on escaping light waves. So that was a little bit about black holes for this week. If you have enjoyed this episode of Relaxing Facts, then please subscribe to this podcast or leave a comment if you wish. I hope you have a wonderful day, whether you are now de-stressing from the day's events, or if you're just passing the time by listening. Thank you very much. I am Chad K, and I will see you next time. Bye.